this
But
week.
Bills Chiefs.
I have a great stat.
Bills Chiefs, guys. This is a rematch of the AFC divisional round. It felt like the AFC Championship game last year. Just the drama of that game, the back and forth overtime
whoever
game.
won that was going to the Super Bowl.
But they didn't. that
is true.
It had the feel.
But it had that feeling.
Yeah.
It had that feeling. It had the feeling of whoever won that game was going to go. And I'll tell you guys,
Bengals.
I think that,
21-3 Chiefs blew it. I don't know how that's possible.
I think this is the third biggest game of Josh Allen's career. And let me preface that with the first one was the AFC Championship. They lost in Kansas City. Last year's was the divisional round. They lost to Kansas City. And this is more important than every other playoff game. And the reason for that is, Ziggy, you may or may not like this. The winner of this game, in my opinion, is going to be the 1 seed in the AFC. Because you look around that entire conference and Baltimore's there. But other than them, who do you really like? Is there anyone that's super exciting?
The Jets.
The Jets are there.
Well,
yeah, sure.
when the Bills come to MetLife, you never know.
Don't feed into
No,
that.
I'm messing with it. The Jets are there 3-2 record wise, but no, they're
15
not.
in the
They're
AFC.
not going to be there. So what I'm thinking though is that the Bills and Chiefs, whoever wins this game is going to really be in the driver's seat because they're going to have not only a game ahead, but they're going to have the tiebreaker over the other one. And this season, if you're Buffalo and you're able to come away with a win here, you need to make sure every single game in that playoffs goes through Buffalo.
If you're Buffalo, you have home field. I don't see
that
one
crowd
team beating you there.
playing in that weather with a 6'5", 240-pound quarterback. No one likes to tackle someone that big in the middle of the winter. If you're Buffalo, you're able to secure this home field. I really think that winning this game is the biggest thing all season that Buffalo can do.
Let's not forget here, the Bills also have the tiebreaker against the Ravens. So even if you think the Ravens are the second best team in the NFL right now or in the AFC, having that tiebreaker means if they're able to win this game, having a tiebreaker over both your biggest rivals, especially a rival that has eliminated you in your past 2 postseasons, huge.
Yeah. If they're able to win this game, I really think Buffalo, I don't want to lock them into the Super Bowl, but my goodness, that's a huge step because they're not going to win I don't think they win in Kansas City in January.
Well,
that's just a place.
I think
Mahomes is magic there.
There's a better chance in the postseason Buffalo comes in and wins in Kansas City than Kansas City and Buffalo, in my opinion. I mean, Buffalo should have beat them last year.
Yeah, Buffalo
should have, would have, could have.
I know.
That was on McDermott.
But
I would have fired him.
I don't see. I mean, it took Mahomes.
Squib kick, you win. But what I was going to say
happened was insane.
When would they play? January? In January is when the playbook opens up. Like now, I'm sure the Bills, they don't want Josh Allen running as much because, God forbid he gets injured or something. When you're in that AFC Championship game, there's no, the playbook's wide open. He's going to run the ball a lot, difficult to tackle. And again, Buffalo, I've seen the Jets play there many, many times. And obviously, I'm not comparing the Jets to the Chiefs, but you go there, you can't hear the snap count. It's 15 degrees, 40-mile-an-hour winds. The Bills the Bills are running out sleeveless while Mac Jones is in a scuba suit. Like,
it's ridiculous. And Kansas City's a place where Mahomes is able to be magic there. And we've seen it. Ziggy, what do you think about this?
Go, Ziggy.
What do I think about the Chiefs in Buffalo?
Yeah, do you think you agree that being in Buffalo for the Bills is probably a bigger advantage than the Chiefs being in Kansas City?
I absolutely think so. In Kansas City, that is even considering that Kansas City Arrowhead Field is one of the best home fields in sports. I'm not sure there's a single place in any sports that I'd rather have than Buffalo in January if you're talking home field advantage.
Yeah.
The average high is 30 degrees.
If that, yeah, it's crazy.
No, that is the average high. It's 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking to an encyclopedia.
I was going to say, average high, what is that though? At 1 p.m., it's going to be 30 degrees, and then when the game's played at 8:15, it's 3 degrees.
3 degrees, yeah. The
average high is it's a prime time game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
wind chill,
and that's not considering wind chill. It's not Kansas City. And it doesn't matter. You can send your guys up there for a week in the playoffs to go prepare. Buffalo they were molded by the cold.
Ziggy,
they were born into it.
Can you scoot about 8 inches to your right? Just to there we go.
That's good. You're good.
Beautiful.
Look at that. On air producer.
Jack, did you have a? Were you trying to say something a second ago?
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career as an underdog at home in Arrowhead Stadium.
I love the Chiefs this week.
I think I like the Chiefs too.
Squares. You guys are squares.
That's not square at all. The square is the Bills.
I think the square is the Bills.
100%.
Oh, revenge from last year's championship game. I think the square is the Bills.
But remember what Buffalo did to them in the regular season?
There's no Tre'Davious White. There's no Micah Hyde. I think Patrick Mahomes can really exploit the secondary big time.
Go ahead, Ziggy.
That's all great. Do you know what Mahomes' record against the spread is when he's an underdog?
7-0.
sure he's undefeated.
He's 7-0.
7-0.
And you know how many times he's been an underdog at home? 0.
0.
So
Sounds pretty square to me.
No, that's not square. That's sharp.
No, look, I'm not touching the game.
With no,
I'm not touching
with
that.
the Bills
You'll
banged up
see on
secondary.
this board back here in a second. Chiefs +2.
The Bills banged up secondary is a big problem for them right now going into Kansas City.
Listen, I watched them last week. The Chiefs, first of all, their defense is much improved. I mean, the only reason the Raiders scored so much is because of some BS roughing the passer, which I don't know. We don't need to get into that whole debacle.
That's a whole conversation.
But Mahomes looks amazing. Travis Kelce, like I said, the jitters, looks unguardable.
Dude,
The only
4
issue,
touchdowns? Are you kidding me?
the only issue on that
He's still
team
won.
is Juju Smith-Schuster. If I'm Andy Reid, I take away his phone for the season. Get off TikTok. Stop dancing in the locker room. Let's play some football.
He's been nowhere. You don't hear about him.
He stinks.
Yeah.
You know that firsthand. He stinks.
Look,
He was all right for a
he's
year.
good.
Yeah, he was good. Antonio Brown getting all the attention.